Hello guys, my name is Awedecai. Welcome to Metroid Prime Remastered. I did ask you guys where to go, but this channel doesn't have even 200 subscribers yet, so we're looking at a while before we can get to the audience participation, but that's okay. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with being a small channel. Let's talk about something today that's really just making me quite angry. Let's talk about Will and Jada, shall we? The best couple in the world. This woman continually embarrasses this guy over and over and over and over again, and for whatever reason he stays with her, because he's the biggest simp in the world. Because if you didn't know, Jada and Tupac used to be quite close to one another back in the day. I think they went to the same school or something like that, I don't know, but long story short, they hung out and it was quite clear that she had some type of crush on him. And this is before that she met Will. And when she did meet Will, I think that's around the time that Tupac actually did pass away, and she settled for Will. So that's just exactly what happened. Now she's stuck dating a guy who she doesn't respect. She's stuck dating what we like to call the beta provider. But Will basically goes on her little podcast called the Red Table Talk. And the Red Table Talk is a catastrophe. She basically ends up talking about the time that she actually ended up cheating on Will with a guy named August, who is the friend of like Jaden, which is her son. So basically, Jada Pinkett Smith gets involved with the friend of her son's, which is of course appropriate, and she talks about all the ways that she was lonely and why it was okay for her to do that. What has basically happened is that on one hand you got people who are there for Will, who want to support him, but then on the other hand you've got people who are mocking Will and saying that, you know, he's a complete simp, he's not standing up for himself, he should leave Jada and he should divorce her, which is obviously true. This woman, like I said, continually embarrasses him. Talking about, look at her Instagram post that she made recently. She made a post basically saying, oh, you know, the times that I spent with Tupac, and oh man, you know. She even calls Will someone that she is like familiar with or something like that. What did she say? Will is someone that I'm involved with or something like that. Like, dude, what the hell, man? Like, where is Will's balls? Can I just say that? It just really frustrates me that a guy, for one reason or another, is just not standing up for himself. Why would you stay with a woman who quite clearly is still in love with another man, who doesn't care for you at all, who continually embarrasses you, who is quite clearly cheated on you? And then we get to the Oscars that happened about, maybe it's 2 years ago at this point, and what's his name? Chris Rock makes the joke about G.I. Jane, which was the most like bread and butter joke ever. But Jada, if you didn't know, has alopecia, allegedly. Will goes up there, he assaults Chris Rock, which is of course what a masculine man would do when he's feeling a certain type of way. And he goes up there and then he retreats back into the audience like a coward. And then he goes, keep my wife's name out your freaking mouth! As a Hollywood celebrity who is a role model for a lot of people, young men who grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s, that's how he's acting. And then he makes a half-hearted apology, like, oh, you know, I just want people to stop talking about it and blah, 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 even though he's the one who assaulted somebody in public in front of everyone, and then for it to become memes, and you're the one who wants people to stop talking about it. Get the hell out of here, man. Now we're catching up to the present, and now Jada's saying, oh, I didn't even know that the slap was real. I thought it was all a skit. Yeah, of course you did. She thought that it was all a skit. And now she's making a book, guys. How many bets do you want to take that she's going to embarrass him, that she's going to embarrass Will? What I have to say about this entire situation is, Will, if you're watching this gameplay, leave her. She doesn't like you, she doesn't respect you, she's constantly talking about someone who she's involved with. When she married you, she hyphenated her name. Look, this is why men need strong male role models in their life, because any man who is masculine is not going to stick with a woman who treats him like this. Men are supposed to learn boundaries. Men are supposed to put their foot down. Men are supposed to speak up when they've been wronged, and yet he's done none of it. And so now he's suffering through a marriage that he feels like he has to be in with a woman who doesn't respect him. If there's anything that is good that's coming from this situation, it's that at least this can be a cautionary tale for a lot of young men out there that are still navigating the dating world, and they don't understand, you know, what this whole dating stuff is like. This is what you don't do. You don't stick it out with somebody who doesn't care about you. Whether it's someone you're married to, or whether it's, I don't know, family, friend, co-worker. If somebody disrespects you, you assert the boundaries, and you make sure that those boundaries are unmoving. That's what somebody who respects himself is going to do. You don't go on her podcast and let her embarrass you. You don't go up to someone and assault someone to stand up for a person who doesn't even respect you. Why would you stand? It's just so frustrating, man. And that is why, for me personally, like when it comes to dating, I am someone who is just like, yeah, I'm not against dating or anything like that, but I am very, like, I'll date at a very different chapter of my life. That's something that I'm not willing to do now. Like, social media has just completely ruined, like, young men and women. I specifically say young men and women because I turn 30 next year, and I'm getting old, guys. Yeah, it's just ruined us, man. Not all of us, obviously. Statistically, that's just insane if I was to say all of us. Of course, not all of us. Now you got young men and women thinking that they are just like the bee's knees, you know, just taking advantage of one another. This is what dating is. Just men and women just taking advantage of one another, betraying one another, cheating on one another, being vain, arrogant, and image obsessed, and being promiscuous and all this stuff. That's what dating is. That's what it is nowadays. And now I'm supposed to want to get involved in that? Nah, man. That's why, you know, there are more political channels, political conservative channels like Matt Walsh, who is like, oh, you know, just, you should date, you should take the risk. Take the risk of dating, guys. Even though there are women out there that are acting completely crazy. You know, guys, you know, you should date, you shouldn't give up on marriage and things like that. And I haven't given up on marriage or anything like that, but I definitely noticed that if you're going to get married as a guy, you have to take a lot of precautions. And I got in one little entanglement. And my mum got scared and she says, you're moving with your aunt and uncle in Bel Air. There you go. Right? Okay, I think I'm supposed to go this way because I've never been here before. Yeah. Okay, are they like... I think they just eternally just spawn, so I'm just going to leave them. But yeah, so that's why movements like the Red Pill have come about. If you don't know what the Red Pill movement is, the fact that I've just said the Red Pill movement means that, you know, yeah. Oh, I think you're supposed to do this. Nice. It's basically a response to feminism. There are a lot of guys out there that are disillusioned with dating, they're disillusioned with marriage because they've gone through obviously very tragic things with a lot of women. And the court systems, if you didn't know, are heavily against a lot of men. Okay, now I know I'm going the right way. Now, I'm personally not Red Pill. I don't think you need to be in a movement to have morals and a code. I don't think you need to identify with anything necessarily. I think you just move with integrity in life, be a good man, follow the law, drink water, stay out of people's businesses, and you should be straight, right? That's personally what I believe. Strong high presence with it. Oh, it's too hot to go in here. Okay. She went, everything. Oh, wait. I wasn't pressing. Okay, so that's where I need to go. Aha. So, okay, I like this game again now. Because I was like, I don't even know where to go in this game. So, there you go. That's my little rant about Jada Pinkett Smith. I think she is, quite frankly, to me, someone who quite clearly doesn't respect Will in any type of way. And I think that Will needs to grow a backbone, develop get some boundaries, man. And quite frankly, I usually don't say this when it comes to married couples, because what the hell do I know about marriage? But yeah, leave. Leave. Absolutely leave. You're staying with you're choosing to stay with someone who is causing you nothing but trouble. So yeah, that's my take on it. But what do I know? I don't know anything about marriage. I'm not a married man. But I am a man, I would like to think I'm a man that has some type of integrity. Some type of integrity, who is not going to stay with a woman who treats them that way. And I've been there, guys. I've been there when it comes to platonic friends, for example. You know, you don't want to be with... Can I do this? Oh, I can. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to be like, for me. I've had to cut, you know, people out of my life who, you know, were just terrible friends. Now that's just friends. Because at least if you want to Because at least if you want to separate from friends, there's no courts that are involved. Nothing's gonna happen. You can just break up. When it comes to marriage, the court systems are insanely, you know, it's just terrible, man. And so now, even though I'm not red pill, I do understand why this movement is about. I understand it, guys. So for any young men watching and you're disillusioned with dating, I suggest that you watch some red pill content. Just don't watch the ones that are like... There are some ones where the guys go way too far and it's blatantly just woman hating. I do not support those channels at all. The type of guys that say that they should be able to cheat on women because women cheat on men. Like, how does that make any sense? If cheating is wrong, then it's wrong, right? If anything, you know, don't act like the people that you see what I mean, that have betrayed you. If betrayal is bad, don't betray. You see what I mean? So yeah, don't end up with channels like that, man, because especially if you're like me and you've had negative experiences with women in your life, that movement will dig its hooks into you and it won't let go, man. And you can end up being just like a lot of these feminists, man, who are hating men, because that's what the feminist movement is. It is a man-hating movement. It's designed to hate men. It just spreads the hatred of men. It's designed to break up households and turn men and women against one another. And it's also meant to make children grow up disillusioned. Because, I mean, if your parents are hating one another, what's that going to do to the kids, right? Yeah. And this movement is a very intentional thing. I don't know when it came about. I think it was like somewhere around, maybe it became really popular in like maybe the 40s or something like that, this feminist movement. But yeah, but you do need to arm yourself with the truth, because a lot of these red pill channels will tell you about how, you know, the do's and don'ts of getting into a relationship, or if you're someone who wants to get married, here are the things that you should be considerate of. Like, for example, the courts are against you, or when you're taking a woman out on a date, you don't need to take her to, you know, and give her the 5-star restaurant treatment. Just take her for a date. You see what I mean? It just gives you a lot of great advice. And there you go. But yeah, enough about the red pill movement. But I just had a lot to speak about because it's something that's been on my chest for a really long time when it comes to, you know, a lot of this stuff, man. And yeah, Will and Jada are just the worst example of a married couple. Yeah, they're married, sure, and marriage, you know, is a beautiful thing, but they're in probably one of the worst marriages ever. I mean, the fact that you and I, right now, we know so much about their marriage, things that we're not even supposed to know. Why? Because again, Will, Jada continuously embarrasses Will. Will continuously embarrasses Will. So now you've got two people embarrassing one person and spreading, and again, the boundaries, there are none. No boundaries. Did I just mess up? Yeah, there are none. There are no boundaries. How do you establish boundaries? Easy. All you have to do is when people do or say something around you or to you that you don't like or respect or feel uncomfortable, it sounds like a Sonic says, If somebody touches you in a way that you don't like. No, but yeah, assert the boundaries. Because what you don't want to be is a people pleaser pushover. I was someone, guys, who was exactly like Will, specifically when I was in school and college, and honestly my earlier 20s, guys. I was someone who you could describe as being very, you know, like love puppy type of guy who would pretty much do anything to have that type of companionship, because that's what I was taught. You know, you see it on TV all the time. Hollywood teaches you that there's nothing more important than companionship and marriage and romance, and you should do anything to get in that position. And all it does is lower your self-esteem when you don't get it. It doesn't teach you the types of things that, you know, the things that you should know. And yeah, it's just terrible, man. It's just terrible for all men. By the way, what I'm saying right now, I am unapologetic about it. I really don't care what people are going to... If somebody says something in the comments, I really don't care. Family, friend, foe, or stranger. I don't care, because at the end of the day, this type of stuff needs to be spoken about, man. There's so many men right now that are disillusioned with dating, disillusioned with life in general, because they don't know this stuff. They just don't know. No, because nobody teaches them, man. This stuff, the type of information that is out there that to help men is very scarce. It's very scarce, man, and it's just tragic. So I'm going to speak about this stuff from time to time. I think it's very important, and I think that, you know, this channel, as much as it's about entertainment, I don't think that's what it should just be about. I think that, you know, speaking the truth from time to time, getting real from time to time is a good thing. Because yes, I'm Awedecai, but I'm also the guy behind Awedecai as well. And I think sometimes the guy behind Awedecai, that sounds more romantic than I wanted it to, but yeah, the guy behind Awedecai sometimes should speak a little bit of the truth. And there you go. But yeah, I was one of those guys, man. You know, I was the same way. School, college. You know, I remember when I was in college, fun fact about me, like, I asked out pretty much every girl in my class. That's how bad it was. But bear in mind, there was like 4 girls. It was a very small class, to be fair. There was only 4 girls in a class. But still, I asked out everyone. Why? Because I had such low self-esteem that I thought that, like, female companionship was like the highest thing that you could ever achieve in life, which is what a lot of guys think. And so I went with that. I rolled with that. And that's what I was pretty much taught. And so I spent a lot of my time in college, you know, being that type of guy, in my early 20s as well. And I just became so, like, oh man, like, I based my self-esteem on it. And that's, yeah, man. So as I've gotten older, as I've matured more, and as I've become more confident in myself, now I understand, you know, that, well, obviously, not only is life not all about that, but there's so many other things in my life that I should be prioritizing than things like romance, man. You know, like, that stuff can come later. You know, if I'm blessed to reach, you know, 40s or 50s or whatever, that stuff can come then. Like, but right now, like, I need to focus on, like, you know, building my money, building my finances. You know, for those of you who don't know, I grew up in, you know, I grew up fairly poor, and, you know, I left my living situation when I was 18 years old, and I left and I was broke. So I'm focusing on things like, you know, marriage and relationships and things like that, but I'm not focusing on things like, you know, actually getting myself in a better position in life where I can live a little bit more comfortably, and then think about supporting a family and supporting a woman who's, you know, obviously, you know, yeah. I'll hold my comment there, but yeah. And then what happens is a lot of guys will fall for any woman who pays the guy any type of attention, because that's the only thing. All he knows is rejection, or all he knows is loneliness. So he falls for the first woman that pays him any type of attention, and then you get women like Jada. Basically, yeah. When I was, I left home when I was 18. I was incredibly broke, and yeah, now I'm focusing on things like getting my money together and things like that, and just, yeah, that's what I think that all guys should focus on. All guys should focus on their purpose. Focus on don't just be money oriented and that's it. Like, you obviously have to have something that is going to help other people as well. You are here for a reason. You are here to be a benefit to mankind in some type of way. Because so many of these red pill channels will say, you know, guys, you need to get your money right, go to the gym, and all this type of other stuff. And they're right. The fact that they're telling men to do that, and they're the only type of men telling men to do that, that's a good thing. But it's not just Oh crap. It's not just go to the gym and make money and that's it, because then the world stays trash. You do all of those things so that you can benefit other people and help them out. That's what you do. You're here to help other people. You know what I mean? So that's what I will say, guys. So yes, go to the gym. Yes, focus on your money and stop focusing on chasing girls all the time, whether it's for sexual reasons or for or romantic reasons. Stop chasing them so much. They are, you know, relationships can be a positive and beautiful, you know, thing in your life. But when you make that the only goal, your only purpose, I'm telling you, it will lead to nothing but misery, man. Don't make it your only purpose. Nothing wrong with wanting a relationship. That's not what I'm saying. You know, if you want your relationship, that's fine. That's a beautiful thing, man. Companionship is a beautiful thing. Don't make companionship your only goal, though. You know what I mean? I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. It's one of the worst decisions I ever made, and I wasted like a lot of my early to mid 20s and the late teens and early to mid 20s, just wasting all my time on that alone. And it's just not good, man. So focus on yourself, you know. Go out there and explore the world, man. You know, gain a little bit of confidence. You know, learn a few skills. Like, for example, when I moved out when I was 18, I knew how to draw and animate a little bit, you know, a little bit of voice acting here and there. But that was about it. That's not a lot if you're going to live on your own in the adult world. You need to know a lot more things. So yeah, man, if you are a young man, you know, I'm 29 years old. If you're around my age or younger, go out there and learn skills and then focus on things like that. And yeah, there you go. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. I know I usually don't talk about... Wait, I just came from here. Yeah, I need to go back in here. So yeah, I know that this was very unusual for the channel, but yeah, sometimes you got to talk about stuff like this, man, because real things are happening. As much as I like to provide escapism from the real things, you know, sometimes it's inevitable, man. You got to talk about it. And yeah. But I'm bringing it in a positive way. I do want guys to listen to this and come away being like, you know, yeah, you know what? I do want to focus on maybe earning a little bit of money, you know, get myself right. You know, I'm not, you don't have to be rich. What is that? That is terrifying. What the hell is that? Is that good or bad? Looks friendly, okay. He just...